New tonight, a gas leak triggers an explosion that left one person dead and an entire town in the cold. Surprisingly easy. A tech expert takes us through a cyber attack that shut down an East Texas city's website. Caught on tape, Walmart mayhem. The search is on for whoever roughed up an East Texas greeter. It was a very big deal for politicians before the election, but now a warning that open carry might be losing steam.
Live in high definition, you're watching KLTV 7 News, your East Texas news leader.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. An East Texas technology expert says crashing a website is surprisingly easy to do. It reportedly happened to the city of Longview's website on Sunday morning. That may sound like bad news, but the expert says the fact that it was an easy hack means less information was actually at risk. KLTV 7's Summer Dash explains where that hack could have come from and how it likely happened.
We are anonymous.
This video was posted to the Longview Police Department Facebook page by a member who identifies with a group called Anonymous, just hours before the city of Longview's website crashes.
You could actually crash websites by what they call denial of access. There's several different terms for it, but basically there are ways to crash a website, web pages, by having so many requests go to it that it can't respond.
The group Anonymous has millions of members worldwide and claims they respond to perceived social injustices with videos, hacks, and protests.
It's actually not that hard. But the thing is, it happens to virtually any website.
There is no proof Anonymous was behind the hack, and Phil Burks, who has a background in police technology, says crashing a website is an easy task that doesn't spell danger for area residents.
That is something that does not get into the bowels of data and secure information generally.
It would take a more experienced hacker to get through security measures like passwords. And the city says they have taken extra precautions since the site crashed.
That doesn't help the denial of service, but it does protect against somebody coming in and doing something to your website by editing it.
The city says the website simply showed an error or page not found. Nothing was changed or edited.
It's somebody that had an agenda because of the timing of when it happened.
The city's website also houses the police department's page. The attack taking place Sunday morning, just days after 17-year-old Christiana Coignard was shot by officers in the police lobby.
You're going to see more and more of that attacking at us and us at others. That's just going to be a fact of life.
This is only the beginning of what is to come from Anonymous.
The group threatens in that video more cyber attacks are on the way.
I believe that people in Longview, from what I have read and what I have heard about their situation, should not be worried about it.
Summer Dash, KLTV 7 News.
The city also said no one's personal information was compromised in the attack. Longview police tell us no comments have been deleted or edited from their Facebook page, though some concerned residents have claimed comments have been disappearing. They say they do not delete comments on that Facebook page. Happening right now, firefighters are still battling a blaze from a deadly home explosion tonight. One person was in a house when it blew up in Cordova, Alabama. That's east of Birmingham. This video was taken just in the last half hour. As you can see, that fire is still burning tonight. So far, investigators have not identified the person who was killed in the house, but they do believe a gas leak may be to blame. As a result, lines were shut off on 5 streets, leaving several homes without heat tonight. 3 city workers were hurt by the blast. They're being treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Firefighters and neighbors say that the blast could be felt from miles away.
We've got several streets that are damaged from the impact. Several miles away, this was felt. We've actually had reports that they had felt the shock over in Dora, as far as that part. So we got several houses that's got shattered windows. Some of them have foundation issues.
I'm deeply saddened for this gentleman. That is just a horrific way to lose your life. Even though I didn't know him personally, I did see him and did know him, you know, as to see him, and it breaks my heart.
Tonight, warming stations have been set up for people who do not have gas because of that explosion. A big cleanup is still ahead after a truck spilled 160 barrels of crude oil. The tanker truck overturned today in Stockdale, Texas, east of San Antonio. During the crash, a hole was punctured in the tanker truck and more than 6,000 gallons of oil spilled into a concrete drainage culvert. Hazmat crews are now working to vacuum up all the oil and steam clean the concrete. The Supreme Court is the only option left to save this condemned East Texas murderer. Robert Ladd is scheduled to be executed on Thursday for the 1996 murder of Vicki Garner in Tyler. Ladd was on parole for a murder conviction out of Dallas when he tied up Garner, beat her to death, then set her body on fire. Today, a judge rejected a writ claiming that because of his intellectual deficiencies, Ladd's execution would be cruel and unusual punishment. That was the last appeal for Ladd on the state level. A close call tonight for crews who had to stop a runaway rail. Union Pacific officials tell us tonight that a car hauling railroad ties came loose at their yard on East Pacific Avenue. The train began moving, but crews were able to stop it before it got out of the yard onto Fredonia Street. No one was hurt. A beating with an axe handle has put an East Texas man in jail. 30-year-old Jason McMullen is in the Angelina County Jail charged with assault on a family member with a weapon. According to the arrest affidavit, McMullen hit his brother with an axe handle during an argument over a car. After that fight, McMullen reportedly tried to run over his other brother with his vehicle. We have an update tonight to a story we brought you at 6 o'clock. An East Texas lawmaker is responding to a proposed draft bill about hazardous toxins at a North Carolina military base. The Children of Camp Lejeune Act of 2015, which has not been sponsored by a representative yet, would give compensation to anyone who ever lived on that base from 1957 to 1987. KLTV 7 received a written statement from House Representative Louis Gohmert in response to the proposed bill. When the family reached out to my office yesterday, it was the first I'd heard of this specific bill. What I have found so far is that the new bill has apparently not been filed with the congressional clerk. No member of Congress from the area in North Carolina has sponsored the new bill, and I'm not sure who drafted this new bill. Someone called about yesterday. In 2012, I voted for a bill that provided the health care to prior Camp Lejeune families, but I need time to research this new bill before I can comment further on it. Tyler resident William McMurray is one of those children from Camp Lejeune. He told us he suffers from autism and chronic brain disease. William lived on the base as a child and says he has proof that exposure to toxic water causes illnesses. We have some technical difficulties there with our sound. We apologize. McMurray says that the 2012 Caring for Camp Lejeune Families Act is limited and only covers 15 specific conditions. The author of the newly proposed Children of Camp Lejeune Act says that more than 17,000 people were exposed to the toxins at that base during a 30-year period. Police are looking for a man who violently pushed a Walmart greeter last night. KLTV 7's Erica Bazaldua has more on the attack that was caught on tape.
When a Nacogdoches Walmart greeter approached a customer Monday evening, she found herself suddenly shoved to the side of the exit doors during a store robbery. The unknown thief entered Walmart alone and left the store with a full basket of unpaid items. The female greeter asked to see a receipt of the man's cart. He fumbled for credentials and eventually pulled out a fake receipt. It was when the greeter asked for assistance from another Walmart worker that the thief forcefully shouldered the woman and left through the store's front exit. Nacogdoches Police Sergeant Greg Sowell says an incident like this can be dangerous for all involved.
The thing is that these things can turn violent at any time, and this one turned violent.
Sowell explains that the department is searching for the Walmart thief and encourages information from the public.
And we really need to get this person off the street. We have still photo, we have video, and if anyone has any information, they need to call Crime Stoppers. You never give your name, and you can get up to $1,000 cash.
According to Sowell, the woman did incur a minor injury to her arm, and Nacogdoches PD is still searching for this man. Erica Bazaldua, KLTV 7 News.
Right now, a $1,000 reward is being offered for anyone who knows who that attacker might be. New tonight, a group of 80 Texas soldiers are out of Ebola quarantine. The soldiers were placed under quarantine for 21 days in Waco after returning from helping with Ebola efforts in West Africa. None of those soldiers showed any symptoms of the deadly virus. After pledging in his campaign to fight for open carry of handguns in Texas, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick now says it's not a priority and does not have the votes to pass. The new lieutenant governor told the Texas Tribune today that open carry, quote, doesn't reach the level of priority for the Texas Senate. Lawmakers have filed several bills on open carry, ranging from requiring a license to letting anyone carry a handgun in public. Texas has not allowed open carry of handguns since immediately after the Civil War. Several cities and businesses have them in place, but for an East Texas lawmaker, that's not good enough. Now, a proposed new law is making the rounds that could put some stiff penalties on folks selling e-cigs to kids. More on that in 60 seconds. New tonight, an East Texas lawmaker is pushing for an age limit on e-cigarettes. State Rep Chris Patty of Marshall filed a bill that would prohibit the sale of e-cigs and nicotine refills to anyone under 18 years old. If the Texas legislature passes that bill, it would take effect in October. Take a look at this. Fire on the snow and ice. Today, fire crews in Massachusetts were called to put out a snow plow that caught fire. Investigators say the plow was removing snow from a street when it got trapped in the snow and overheated. An estimated 27 inches of snow was on the ground at the time of that fire. Wow. Residents in Massachusetts, Connecticut, and other northeastern states are still under a blizzard warning tonight. But in New York and New Jersey, where snowfall fell short of predictions, things are starting to get back to normal. As the blizzard of 2015 continues to wreak havoc on much of the Northeast, it seems to have spared New York City from the worst. Many are now criticizing city leaders for what they call overkill. The mayor's response? Better safe than sorry.
God forbid this storm had not moved, what was ultimately 20, 30 miles to the east in our case. We would have then been hit by that incredible magnitude of storm. And had people not been off the roads, there would have been a lot of people in danger and probably some people would have lost their lives. We can't take that risk.
But snow is still coming down in Connecticut and other parts of New England. In Massachusetts, residents are digging out from the snow and also being forced to deal with flooding after a partial collapse of a seawall.
Still very much in the middle of this storm here in the city of Boston, and safety concerns remain a very serious concern of all of ours. It's not easy to stay ahead of a storm this size, but we've been able to use all the city resources and the workers to try and do the best we can.
School is canceled in many cities and towns. But that doesn't necessarily mean a day off for students.
This is really my only first time shoveling because I never like to do it. I'd rather be in bed.
But for millions of people, the shoveling is just getting started. Air travelers are still seeing delays coast to coast, and that may continue into tomorrow. And it's one of those situations where we can't even put ourselves in their shoes because of how different the weather is here. I mean, it's if we were having some sort of cold snap and say, gosh, this is bad, but it could be so much worse, it's like a whole other world we're living in right now down here.
And I lived in that world for 12 years when I was young. Yes, and Texas is one of the main reasons why. I mean, I love my family and that's still up there, but it's really tough to get around.
We almost hit 80 today here, didn't we?
In some places we did.
Man.
I sent that to my daughter and she said, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Just whatever. But, I love the beach, and I know all of you, or some of you love to go to the beach, and some of you love to go skiing and love the snow. But at the same time, we'll see that video in just a few minutes. First, though, our Grant Flannery Neighborhood Weathernet stop from Pittsburgh without the H, ISD here in East Texas. It's 53 degrees after a high of 77. Your forecast in a few. Stick around.
Whether you're having a hard time making ends meet or your savings account is just a little emptier than you'd like, maybe you're wasting more money than you realize. We'll take a look in a better way to budget. Thursday on KLTV 7 News at 6. Storm Tracker 7 Weather is sponsored by At Home Healthcare, bringing healthcare home for over 25 years.
Well, here it is. I told you, the beach and a snowstorm all at one time. This is plumb crazy, to tell you the truth. Plum Island, Massachusetts is where this video came from this evening. You can see the waves crashing on the shore. If you could just get rid of those snowflakes, you might want to go there on vacation, but not right now. We saw this earlier today, and it's just hard to believe. Taylor, what do you think?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. All right, no, thank you here too. I'll just wait till June to do my little beach trip, because hopefully there won't be any snow at that point. Today, it felt so unlike January that we were close to records in a few spots. Matter of fact, Tyler, check it out. 79 the high today. The record was 81. 11 though, the record low. We were 42, which was really even nice this morning. 80 the record in Longview. 78 the high. And yes, it did happen. 81 in Lufkin today. Officially, the record is 85. Now tomorrow I think we're going to get very close to those values again. So we'll see what happens. Here's the Grant Flannery neighborhood weather net stop that we've been showing you for a good part of the day today. Josiah Quincy Elementary School in Boston, Massachusetts. And the snow has lightened up quite a bit, actually, over the past couple of hours. But the temperature is 12. Not much wind, thank goodness. The wind chill not an issue. But if you notice on the road right here, that from time to time that road covers up and not many travelers, but it does clear up. And things are looking better, and that's good for the Northeast. Again, Boston continuing to see some snow come in around the Cape, but still looking at Maine. You can see the blizzard warnings, winter storm warnings in that darkish pink color. Those should be continuing through the morning, hopefully, though, very quickly ending. But additional snowfall totals, you can see another little storm kind of joins it later on this week, but only an additional 6 to 12 inches in some spots. Interior of Maine, that's really good news because we don't really want to pile too much more snow on what they have already got. Storm Tracker live Doppler radar around here, absolutely quiet. Temperatures for this time of year, this time of day, really nice. We've got some upper 40s. We've even got one near 60 in Tyler. It's 59 degrees, if you can believe that, 50 in Longview. 55 right now, Bob Martin at Hideaway. He's doing good there, temperature-wise. 49 in Lindale, 51 Holly Lake, 55 in Oak Flat, and Dan and Crockett reporting 52. So not bad. So we're going to average out about 48 degrees in the morning, southerly wind at about 5. Tomorrow, I'm thinking we're going to get right back up into those upper 70s again, with wind turning more toward the south-southwest during the afternoon, up at around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Yes, this little front is kind of squeaking through parts of East Texas, but the cold air is all to the east. So once we see those southerly winds return during the morning and into the afternoon, I think we warm up rapidly and getting into the upper 70s. Then the front moves through on Thursday. That's going to cool things right back off again, especially on Friday and then into the upcoming weekend, where the storm that is sitting over the southwestern parts of the country kind of moves off toward the east-southeast and over our area both Saturday and on Sunday. Quick look at your forecast for tomorrow: 48, 79, sunshine. As we get the next 3 days, only 67 the high on Thursday, which is still above normal. Then 54 on Friday, partly cloudy early, then mostly cloudy late. Here's your Storm Tracker 7-day forecast, and yep, Monday is Groundhog Day, but before we get to that, we've got to get through a 70% chance for rain Saturday and Sunday. Then we unveil the second set of 7 days and another chance for rain Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. Not big chances. And by the way, on the 5th, that is National Weather Person's Day, so get all your gifts early now for your favorite weather person. James Molinari, hey, Paisan, he wins the umbrella here tonight. He is from Mineola, and James, congratulations, sir. If you'd like to do the same, send me your name, address, and phone number to the address you just saw there, or go to KLTV.com, click on Win Stuff, and sign up.
My gift is on back order. I'll tell you now. I'm hoping it gets here, but they're telling me back order could be 6 or 7 months. I'm hoping. We'll be right back.
Mark Said It Would Umbrella is sponsored by UT Health Northeast.
Take a look at this. A soccer game showed folks at UT Austin the power of robots. The robots were designed by University of Texas researchers who even taught the machines to communicate with each other through wireless internet. Other robots on display include a self-taught machine that reportedly cannot be beaten at Texas Hold'em poker. Also, none of them like A&M. I don't know why, but none of them do. While computers, statisticians, and odds makers try to predict the winner of Sunday's Super Bowl, a zoo in Illinois has a much more old school method. Take a look at this. Kira, the snow leopard, has been entrusted with the big game predictions. Mark doesn't believe that she's right, but she was presented with 2 cardboard boxes, one with a Seahawks logo, one with a Pats logo. Decided to play with the Patriots, turns out.
I think they've been looking over the injury reports pretty closely and going over the other stats and rankings. So they really have no reason to not be ready. So hopefully they don't disappoint for us.
Kira apparently had a much easier time than folks in Vegas who still put the game as too close to call. Don't know if it'd be a good thing or bad thing that she eats the box with your logo on it. A former John Tyler Lion graces the cover of Sports Illustrated. That's coming up. And TJC Softball is set to make history on Friday. That's next on KLTV 7, your East Texas news leader.
KLTV Sports, sponsored by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
Well, with 51 combined national championships, it's difficult for any TJC program to make school history. But Friday will be historic. TJC will begin its inaugural softball season. Justin Woodard reports the Apache ladies can't wait to play ball.
History will be made on Friday when the Tyler Junior College softball team steps on the field for the program's first ever game.
That is the most exciting thing about it, to be a new program and to just be able to make history and just be legendary is a really good feeling.
We get to not only make history for the athletic department or TJC, we get to make history for the community and for the whole city of Tyler.
1-1 count, B!
But with fame comes pressure to perform well, like all the other Apache squads have done over the years.
We just want to set the record straight and say we're the best, the first and the best.
I think the girls are just excited to be able to represent Tyler Junior College, and it's exciting having a great volleyball program and women's basketball program, and we're just ready to compete.
Being a new program, along with playing with all freshmen except for just 3 players, TJC will face some early season challenges.
I know that we have the energy and that we really have the attitude to go out there and fight against these other teams. And I think as long as mentally wise we go out there, we think positive, we stay strong, I think we could actually do this.
One big thing the Apaches already have going for them, though, is team chemistry.
Even though we're like a new program and we were all first time to meet each other, but we've got along really well.
That will be big come Region 14 play, and the team is confident it can compete for the conference title in year number 1.
We're probably one of the strongest teams in the conference right now, and I have full faith in our team that we're going to go all the way.
Only thing to do now is play ball. Justin Woodard, KLTV 7 Sports.
TJC will play a doubleheader Friday beginning at 1. The home games will be played at Brook Hill School in Bullard. All right, let's check out some high school hoops action tonight. A big Tyler rivalry. Grace facing All Saints. All Saints ranked number 6 in the state. First quarter, Ashton Francis heading ahead to Clayton Smith. Smith lays it in, plus the foul. Trojans up 22-9. Second quarter, Grace keeping it close. Andrew Melhart stops and pops. Cougars trail by 8, but that's when All Saints turns it on. It's Francis again, buries the corner 3. He had 29 points in the game, and then great passing. Sean Phillips going to hit another long one. All Saints moves to 28-2 on the season. They win 72-52. All right, check out this week's cover of Sports Illustrated. Former John Tyler Lion Jeremy Lane second to the left with the Seahawks Legion of Boom. The Seahawks defensive back playing for his second straight Super Bowl win on Sunday. Now at Super Bowl Media Day this afternoon, Lane's teammate Marshawn Lynch, he decided to answer every question with the same answer.
I'm here so I won't get fined. 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 I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Won't get fined.
So you won't get fined, huh?
If you weren't here, would you have been fined tonight? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's
I just don't even understand. I mean, this has been all season long. He's been.
But I don't understand why you want to interview him, period. I mean,
yeah, at that point,
he's not giving you anything.
After you've interviewed him, after there's
he's
been a couple
making
of them,
everyone else look dumb at this
walk
point.
away, go interview someone who will actually talk to you.
Right.
One more look at weather.
Interview Scirto.
That's right. Let's check Storm Tracker.
Who's also here, so he won't get fined.
That's right. Aren't we all? So let's go ahead now and look at the morning forecast. Sunny, sunny, sunny. Very mild for this time of year. 48 degrees, light wind. out of the south.
Beautiful.
No fines anywhere.
No
Weather's
fines
perfect.
and no snow. Thanks for watching.
Yeah,
Don't
not
forget,
here.
Good Morning East Texas begins tomorrow morning at 4:30, a warm 4:30. Until then, KLTV.com for news, weather, and sports anytime. Have a good night.